Good afternoon, everyone. Hey guys, this is Bruce Marshall from Simpler Trading with the nightly market update for Wednesday, February 14th. So happy Wednesday, happy Valentine's Day. Hope you haven't forgotten that. Um, and so today has been a kind of crazy day for a lot of reasons, but mainly we're going to talk about the market and the turnaround that we had in the market today. We ended up closing up. We actually had a full pin at SPX 5000 today, and quite a big difference from what went on yesterday. So let's jump in and take a look at that. We'll do a 5-day chart here real quick, and as you can see, so the black lines, these are the cash sessions. This is the ES that we're looking at here for a reference, and the gray is the overnight session. So we're going higher, 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 new all-time high, new all-time high, new all-time high, new all-time high, 5066 on ES, and then this was on Monday, and we kept trying to push higher and higher and higher, and then we had this free fall all the way into the end of the day, and before the market opened the next morning on Tuesday was CPI. And it always kind of makes me wonder when we get a big free fall, and then the overnight session. This is when the international markets open, and they free fall into a big report like that. Just kind of makes me scratch my head a little bit there. But CPI came in hot, as we know, and we get a free fall down here, little bounce, and then free fall all the way down. Now, the crazy thing about this is that, first of all, no one was really expecting that. We had talked about it in the room on Monday, thinking that CPI, the last couple CPI reports have come in in line, and we were talking about it, and I said, if CPI comes in line, we'll continue to go higher. If it comes in with a cool number, meaning inflation's coming back down or down more, will really continue much higher. And the third and least likely was to come in with a hot number, meaning inflation picking up, right? And that's exactly what happened. And the market, it just really shocked the market, because that was not what anybody was thinking. So from here all the way down here, that's 100, how many is that, 130 points, I think, if my math is right, 130 points, basically straight down. And from there, we're looking at this. To me, when the market looks at this, especially where we've come from, market's gone up so much for so long on basically hopes that the Fed's going to cut rates, and now when CPI comes in hotter, that delays the rate cut hope even further, because we were thinking it was going to be a March Fed meeting when they cut rates. There's no February meeting of Fed, and so it was going to be March, and then that has gotten changed to May, and now that has gotten changed to June. So we keep kicking the can down the road. So that's not good news for the overall market. And I thought, when looking at this, I was like, this might be the crack in the ice to give us a more meaningful pullback here, because there are a whole lot has been built into running this market higher and higher and higher and again in hopes of a quick rate cuts, and more than one. I've seen as many three, 4, 5, up to 6 rate cuts were expected for 2024, and now it's looking like it's going to be June before we get the first one. So as the market so often does, today, or in the overnight session, we popped up here, actually right at the end of the day yesterday, popped up overnight, popped up today, and we've gone up. We've made back 64 points of that 130, and so we're back in business, and it looks like we're going to the moon again, right? And let me back this out a little bit and show you here, just as an observation here. So if you see this, maybe this is what this is. Maybe this is just our normal, retracement, and we're just going to keep going and going and going until wherever, whatever that number turns out to be. It again, it is a little crazy, and I've been long for all this, but I'm getting more and more nervous because everything across the board is so extended, no real pullback, meaningful pullback, and all that kind of stuff. Um, I guess what concerns me is that at some point when the market does decide, enough's enough, we're gonna pull back a little bit here, and it all comes at once, and then everybody heads for the exit at the same time. Does that turn into something ugly over here? And I don't. It could definitely. I mean, I've got a level down there at about 4,700. That's a yes of a potential pullback, and not necessarily in that, not necessarily straight down. Maybe it takes a while and we bounce and we work our way down, kind of like this. But at some point we turn and go back up because we will get rate cuts. We know we're going to get them sooner or later. And now again, it's looking like June is probably going to be the time. But again, all that is yet to be seen. So we're getting really past earnings season. Not much else is going to come out now because we've had a lot of earnings reports and all that kind of stuff. That's kind of on the tail end of happening, and so there will be a lull for the next 2-3 weeks. I mean, I suppose we'll have payrolls the 1st of March, but other than that, I don't know. So we'll see if this thing keeps going or not. I'm positioned both ways. I've got some stuff on the upside and I've got some stuff on the downside in the S&P. So I'm just like everyone else. I can't put a whole lot of money on either side of this. This might be, if you look at this chart again, this is just kind of normal rally up, pull back, rally up, pull back, rally up, pull back, rally up, pull back, rally up. Is this pull back and we just keep going? I don't know. Again, I wish for the market's sake that we would have a deeper pullback, kind of catch our breath down here before making a run too much higher, because we've come a long way. So to put things in perspective, and I'm not, again, I'm not bearish, I'm not saying short this market or anything like that, but check out this. That's 4,100. That's basically 5,100. That's 1,000 points. Since November. This was November. That's a long, long way in a very short period of time. So, and all this is pretty much based on Fed's going to cut rates. Fed's going to cut rates. Fed's going to cut rates. So, reality will sink in at some point. But again, I'm not saying short this. I've got a small size hedge on the downside, down at 46.50. Going out to March. I think that's the end of March. I think that's reasonable. But I'm certainly fully aware that this thing could keep going. So the number one thing to look for right now is Friday. This is Wednesday. So we have retail sales. We had some Fed speak tomorrow. A lot of numbers coming out tomorrow. But Friday morning we have PPI, which is the little brother, little sister to CPI. CPI, I think, is more meaningful. As far as market reaction goes, I think, generally speaking. So we'll see what happens with PPI. I expect it'll probably come in a little hot too, just like CPI did. That will throw cold water on the market. It should. I don't know how much. Maybe we get a little blip down. Maybe that turns into something worse. I don't know. We'll know a lot more after Friday's trading session. So. With that, the best advice, or the best comments I can make are, we keep playing the trend higher until we're proven wrong, but we're getting to a point where we could be proven wrong quickly. And when at some point it does decide to pull back, it can be quick. So be careful about buying the dip here. Again, the trend is your friend until it's broken, and right now we're still in bullish mode. So be careful out there, and watch these economic data points that are coming out. PPI on Friday. We'll have payrolls coming up in a couple of weeks. Scattered earnings next week, but nothing earth-shaking either. So that is what I've got for you. Hope it makes sense. Hope it helps. Join us in the trading rooms at Simpler Trading. We are dissecting this stuff every single day of the week, putting on trades, talking about them, managing trades and all that kind of stuff, looking for setups. So let us know if we can help. So thanks for your time, guys. I really appreciate it, and I'll talk to you soon. Thanks. Take care.
Without Simpler Trading, I could not have financial independence.
This is one of the best investments I ever made in my life.
It's helping me find consistency.
It's one of the things that won me